Throwback Weekend here at Darlington. Adam Cheek, Michael Massie with you from Frontstretch. We are breaking down the Xfinity and the truck races over the last couple of days, or couple of evenings, I guess. The Xfinity race won, of course, by Justin Allgaier. The truck race by John Hunter Nemechek. Let's not start with the winners. Let's start with the runner-ups, because Carson Hocevar, great run, had a great run at Darlington last year. He's had a lot of second-place finishes, a lot of close but no cigar, and he came up short again.
Yeah, it seems like Darlington is a track he's great at, and I thought last night was the night. I really did. I think a lot of people did. You saw Fox kept showing his mother throughout the broadcast, a la Kim Burton. The Kim Burton cam has now become the Hocevar cam, I guess. But yeah, he just came up short again. I believe he was losing power or something on that final run. You guys talked to him afterwards, or else he said he would have sent it to God or something like that. We got locking up the brakes down there.
That doesn't sound good for the tires.
yeah, they're going to need to change 4 tires down there for sure, especially at Darlington.
Well, yeah, Hocevar, of course, on our YouTube channel, we talked to him earlier in the day. We did like a 4.5 minute thing where he showed me all the bits and pieces of his Travis Pastrana throwback, which is super cool to see, but he does come up short, and he lost power, he said, for a split second. He was like, I was either going to drove until I saw God or until Nemechek was 5 truck lengths behind me. But it's close but no cigar. But also, Parker Kligerman with the top 5 after Matt Crafton gets DQ'd, and Grant Enfinger, first top 5 of the season. Talked to him a little bit, and he seemed pretty happy with his return to the team that he got his first win with.
Yeah, so with Parker, it's 3 top 5s and 5 starts this year. That team, if they had run all the races, they would be in the playoffs. No question about it. They would be championship contenders. They're going to win before the year's out. He had a shot at the win. Ross Chastain was also in the mix most of the race, but on that final restart, Ross got stuck in second gear, and Parker was right behind him. So sure enough, that ruined both of their chances. They had a long talk afterwards. You can check out the interviews I did with both of those guys on the Frontstretch YouTube page. But yeah, they were just joking about it, laughing. It seemed like a short track Saturday night where the guys just hanging out for a long time after the race and goofing off and stuff. So that was cool to see between those two guys. Enfinger, yeah, Kligerman, you say inherited top 5, and that's true. He did move up, but the guy was in the mix for the win all night long. His 3rd top 5 and 5 starts. If that team was running full time, or if there wasn't that rule where you have to run all the races to get in the playoffs, he would be in the playoffs. He would be right there in the mix, and I think they'd be a championship contender. I guarantee that's a guarantee right here. He wins a race before the season is over with. He was up there behind Ross Chastain. Ross was also a huge threat throughout the night, but on that final restart, Ross got stuck in second gear. And you know what happens when that happens. He went backwards, everybody else went forwards, and Parker was stuck behind him, so it took both of them right out. They talked about it afterwards for a long time on pit road. It was cool to see them just cutting up, laughing about it, joking at their joint spotter, Brandon McReynolds' expense. But yeah, that was pretty much it for those guys. Enfinger, it was a good run for him as well. At one point, he was completely sideways. I believe it was off turn 4, and I don't know how he saved it. I don't know how. I was thinking inside wall. He's about to nail this inside wall, but he kept it going, ran a great race. He'll probably win before the year's up at some point. Probably a championship contender as always. Yeah, those guys are just getting started on the year.
Well, No Throwback won that race. We had some cool ones. Hosts of ours. We had Haley Deegan's Bobby Allison. We had Brendan Poole's Days of Thunder. Always love to see a movie scheme in the mix. But a throwback that did win was Justin Allgaier this afternoon. The Xfinity race, which if you look over there, it is clearly raining. If you pan over there, it was coming. It was threatening. It was behind the backstretch like all afternoon long, but we managed to avoid it throughout the race after getting delayed for the trucks. Justin Allgaier gets his first one of the year, fighting with Josh Berry late. Berry gets a restart penalty, and Allgaier goes to victory lane, first throwback of the weekend to score a win, and finally gets one after looking really good at Dover last week.
Yeah, tomorrow it would have been 1 year since the last time Justin Allgaier won a race. So he snapped that 34 race winless streak. It's good for him after missing out on one last week, as you said. And he's kind of a streaky driver. It wouldn't surprise me at all if he went on to win a couple more throughout this summer. I mean, he's always. It's funny that 2 weeks in a row, there's been some games, some restart gamesmanship between him and Josh Berry. And we saw it again today. Josh Berry jumped to restart where he was right beside Justin and got black flagged on it, or else he would have been a threat for the win. And that's a fun little junior motorsports rivalry to watch, I think, going forward.
Well, and the other big thing in the top 5, John Hunter Nemechek, Sam Hutton Racing, and VCU graduate like me. Talked to him after the race. He had some great stuff to say about John Hunter and the way that team has worked with him and KBM. And I feel like they're really close to a win here.
Well, anytime John Hunter Nemechek is in that car, they have a shot to win.
Also true.
But I don't know. They will probably win soon with him in the car. Whenever anyone else is in that car, they're not as big of a threat, which tells me how good of a driver that guy really is. I mean, he belongs in the Cup level. He ran there for 1 year before going back down to trucks. But yeah, if they put the right driver in their car on a weekly basis, that team will win a lot of races. They got some fast race cars.
Yeah. He was in position to win if something happened to the leaders. Could have got 2 wins in the span of 24 hours. So coming really close. You can check out all the content from these first couple of days. We did behind the camera. We did a grid walk before the Xfinity race, looked at all the throwbacks, talked to JJ Yaley about his, and we're going to do the same thing tomorrow with the Cup Series. So looking forward to that, and we'll talk to you guys then.
Yes, sir. Tune in to frontstretch.com for all our content.